Let's talk about Apple and its gambit with luxury and wearables. Kenneth Liew of IDC joins us. So what do you think? Even before the launch in Chinese online malls like Taobao, you've got $40 to $80 fake knockoffs flooding the market.
That actually helps in promoting the watch itself.
Really?
Because it's a complementary to Apple in terms of the design that people want to actually get it. And it proved to be popular. You will never see knockoffs trying to manufacture things that are not popular in the first place.
You think it's actually a win-win, but I was thinking, I mean, if the big market is really about the sporty version, which is below $40 per piece, and you've got such cheap knockoffs, which look exactly the same, going for just a fraction of the price, that might eat into their market.
At $349, it actually helps to target the mass market, and actually the sport watch will be the main volume that is selling in the market.
Is the product complementary, or is it going to cannibalize some of Apple's other products?
Definitely, it will cannibalize some of it. It's just that the target audience of Apple will not actually be those groups that actually buy the knockoff, who actually use it with Android phones, for example. Because these knockoffs can actually work with Android phones as well as iOS. So these are actually just a segment that Apple is not really targeting. The actual Apple Watch will actually target the iPhone users in the first place.
I've seen some estimates of first-year sales of somewhere around 30 million. I mean, are they going to get there? How many people do you know that'll actually buy this? I mean,
I think the shipments will not be that high because the first batch that they're going to launch, I think, is close to about 3 to 4 million. It takes quite a while before they actually build up, and they're actually having a wait-and-see kind of approach to see whether the market is adapting to it. And most of these volumes will actually be in the sport version rather than higher-end version.
Right, you've got the higher-end selling anywhere between 10,000 and 17,000. For the luxury market, isn't it a better bet to actually get one of the Swiss cushy names like Patek Philippe, where they actually have a very nice resale value?
I think there's still a market for this gold edition because the rich and famous group actually just blinked up their iPhones and iPads anyway. They're going to go bring it to gold plated or even add diamonds to it. So it definitely at 10,000 to 17,000 is actually a cheap price for them anyway.
Given that gross margins are very high, probably anywhere between 40 and 50% for the iWatch, is it still adding to the ecosystem of Apple, and that is still going to take the company to $1 trillion valuation in a matter of time?
Actually, it will help in terms of selling more products because the Apple Watch only works with Apple iPhones anyway, so it actually helps to push the products. And they're trying to build a full ecosystem of making you use it to Apple Pay, using a wrist to do payments. So Apple Pay will actually help to increase the revenue for Apple itself because each transaction you actually get some commission out of it. So it actually helped to push the entire ecosystem, and as well as selling of the accessories like bracelets and the different accessories just to mount it together with your iPhone, for example.
Oh gosh, it's getting costlier and costlier to look tech savvy and cool nowadays and hip, right? Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your thoughts there. Kenneth Liew of IDC there, taking us his thoughts about whether this is going to really broaden Apple's ecosystem.